All new at 5, police in Maine are investigating the strange death of a former Williamsville teacher. Good evening, everyone. Lucy McNulty was recently found dead in her home in Wells, Maine.
Now, police tell us she died more than 2 years ago. News 4's Jen Shantz spoke with investigators about this today. Jen?
Well, Don and Jackie, a Wells police lieutenant called McNulty a recluse who didn't get with her neighbors. He said she told a friend she moved to Maine so she could be left alone. But a former student of McNulty remembers someone very different, a gifted musician who was strict but energetic. This home in Wells, Maine was more like a tomb for the last 2.5 years. A former Williamsville teacher passed away here, but it took police a long time to discover her body on the floor of her bedroom. She died of cardiovascular disease. One of her former students got the news from a friend on Facebook.
I remembered her instantly, although, to be quite honest, I hadn't really thought about her in, I guess it was like 28 years. It's been that long. I had her as my 6th grade band teacher. So when I read the article, it was just, my heart sank. It was just such a sad story.
Philip Rothman, now a professional composer in New York City, got his first taste of music from McNulty at High Middle School in Williamsville.
From the perspective of an 11-year-old, I seem to recall her being a good teacher, strict but enthusiastic, and at least to my 6th grade ears, she got good results.
A former co-worker of McNulty told News 4 he could always tell which students were hers based on their sound. McNulty owned this home on Capon Boulevard in Amherst for a number of years. According to a former co-worker, she never married or had any children. Police in Maine say McNulty was a recluse and a hoarder.
She had multiple possessions. There was things literally stacked from floor to ceiling.
She stopped paying taxes in 2011. But what tipped them off, they say, is an overwhelming amount of returned mail. 2 people were listed in McNulty's will. Both are teachers and former colleagues. Also in her will, a request to be cremated. Coming up tonight on News 4 at 6, more on what led up to finding her body and the red flags police found along the way. Live in the newsroom tonight, Jen Shantz, News 4 at 5.